Hey guys. Hi. Hello. Good morning. It is morning time here. What time is it? I guess nine something. Let's see. Oh, hold on. What time is it? I don't see my time. That's all dark. Oh, okay. So it's 9:41 here where I'm at. Let's get that focus. Anyways, so I thought I would come on, make it a little, well, it's probably not gonna be short. I don't know, a video about, kind of where, my history in some ways. Because if you've been watching, I mean, you see me in some ways through the videos, small snippets of where I'm at during my time in life or whatever, which isn't many videos, but I thought I might share some stuff about myself so you could actually get to know me in some way. So, my history before I started this journey of self in some way was me. I'm married, okay, and I have 4 kids. I got married. I think my oldest was like 1 at the time. Or was he 2? No. He was 2 because I think my others were not even 1 yet, about to be. And or maybe it was 3. I don't know. Like, see, I don't know. Whatever. So, and I've done a lot of like reflecting on where I was in the past, like thinking about the things that may have impacted me in some way or may have made me so unhappy to a point because I was unhappy. Not gonna deny that internally. I might have not project the unhappiness, but I wasn't happy. I think in some way, and maybe it's common for people, you get married or get into a relationship or get enthralled, even if it's work or something, and you're not happy with it, but you kind of almost get stuck into a routine of things after time. And it almost, you get conditioned to the fact that this is the norm, this is how it's going to be. Maybe you grow accustomed to it. Maybe some out there actually learn to live with it and deal with it and make the best of the situation of what it is. For me, I feel like in that point through the years, not at the beginning, but as time progressed, because you're talking, 13 years, I believe, of being married. Somewhere along the way, for me, raising kids, getting out of the workforce environment and just being home all the time. I'm not saying that I would change that because I was here for my children, but I feel like I was not, and this is in retrospect because this is not what I was thinking at the time. But when I look back, I was going through the motions of life, going through the roles that I play or that I thought I should be as a wife and a mother. There is nothing wrong with being those things and playing those roles. It's just that in those roles of that, I lost my genuine self, if that makes sense. I didn't realize that I did until way later when I realized that I wasn't happy. And because I wasn't happy in about myself, not necessarily not happy with the people, the family I have or anything like that, because at that time I was really I was internalizing a lot of emotions and feelings because I'm not a very emotional type of person on the outside. I'm not very, what's the word? Like, I don't want to say compassionate. It's just, my sense of like consoling and being heartfelt and when sharing my deepest thoughts and feelings, it was just something that I wasn't, I don't think I was just comfortable with it, and I didn't want to share it. I felt like, to me, sharing things like that, being vulnerable to the things where it was a weakness for me, and it's like I wanted to be strong, 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 and but so I internalized all those things and kind of just kept them, you know, there. And there was a point where I wanted to change something, and I made a decision to take a leap and do something completely out of the norm of what was every day, and something that I knew that would potentially, I mean, pretty sure potentially it was not going to go over well at all. So I took this, I made this decision to do something. It wasn't a bad decision. It wasn't like something like illegal or nothing like that. It was just, I made a decision that affected my marriage. Okay. And, or the relationship within my marriage. Um, and because I made that decision in that moment, because I really, at that time, I really just wanted to feel like me, like not mom, not wife, just Crystal. Like, just live and be, just go out, just do something, like just random. I mean, just spontaneous, nothing really planned, just kind of like, let's just do something. So that was kind of a hiccup in my relationship, with my husband. It drove a lot of space between us, a lot of arguments, a lot of fighting. But now, mind you, before this, and he was unaware, I was already having feelings and I wasn't communicating those feelings towards him. I was put in this weird like this weird feeling of anxiety and worry because, oh my gosh, like if I do tell him these things, what is he going to think? Oh my gosh, if I do say something, what kind of backlash am I going to get? And even though I made a choice to do something that I knew that potentially would be a backlash, I still just did it. It's like I just said, F it. I'm going to do it anyways. That's what I want to do, which kind of started a lot going on in that arena. Now, prior to that, earlier on in the year, around my birthday, because all that, the choice and all that stuff happened like sometime in September. So back in April, the year prior of last year, I I had a reading done. I'd never had a reading done, like in person, live. Actually, I never really just had a reading done ever. And me and my sister-in-law, and her friend, we went to this reading, and they gave, each of us a reading. The lady was really nice, and, just introduced myself, shook her hand, she did her thing, and then she just started rolling out cards and speaking. And she was saying a lot of stuff, and, I'm not saying I was a skeptic, but I was just like, okay, let's just see what happens kind of deal. And she did her reading. There was a lot of resonation, or I don't even know if that's a word, but a lot resonated with me. Um, and I'm like, okay, well, let's just see where this goes. I really never gave too much thought to it, like it was, oh, this was a reading that was done and it was an experience to happen. I'm going to experience it and cool, and I'm going to move on. Like I got issues in my life, and I was looking for some kind of insight in some way, and I feel like she had brought that to me. So throughout, April, May, June, July, August, September, I'm still harboring feelings. I'm still harboring the thoughts and the anxiety and the worry and like, I don't know, like a feeling stuck. That's literally like what I was feeling. Like I was feeling stuck. And it was like I felt like there was no way for me to get out of it. Like I am trapped. Like that. I mean, without sounding ugly, that's how I felt. I felt trapped. And even though in that moment I wanted to place blame and project on other people, on they did this to this is the it's because of them, it's because of them, if they didn't treat me this way, I wouldn't feel this way. Why are they doing that? Okay, so whatever. Obviously now in hindsight, I see like I was, honestly just self-sabotaging myself. I was. And I was allowing my thoughts and my criticisms and my blame to others and my projection to others and not taking accountability that, hey, I can control my life and I can control myself and the choices that I make. And I'm relying on everybody else or anybody around me to do that. Like, I realized that I see that now that it was wrong. It wasn't right. I can't blame somebody else for me feeling a certain way. You know, yeah, can people affect you? Yes, because I know that everybody possesses some type of vibration that they put out. They get in my field. Yeah, I can sense it even before, and I'm not knowing what it was. I mean, how many times have you been out with somebody, and if they're just in a like, I don't want to say shitty, but if they're like in a crap mood and you're in a good mood, I mean, sometimes that can have an effect on you. That can affect your experience that you have together. Um, okay, so anyways, moving forward, September is when all that stuff happens, and then when that came about, I remembered that the lady that did my reading, tarot reading, she said everything was gonna bring to light in September. Everything was gonna come back around. Everything. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was like, pretty much she's saying it was the ending of a cycle because I'm pretty sure the wheel, well, I don't know if it was the wheel of the fortune or the world card, whatever, but it was like an ending slash beginning to something. And when that all happened, I remember her saying something about September, and I remember saying that. I mean, now obviously looking back, I can see that it was a beginning to something. It was an end and a beginning to something. I just didn't realize it then. It was a kickstart to where I'm at now. I went through all the emotions, like I said, like heavy, heavy lows and anger and selfishness through that time, you know, um, because when I went out, what I did is I went out to a movie like during the day. Like my husband was out of town. He was out of town. He was working. I made a choice that I wanted to do something. I mean, I was here with the kids all the time. I'm not making an excuse. It's just I was like, man, I want to do something. I had met this person through where I was working at the time. There was a connection. There was a relationship developing, getting to know somebody. Thought this person was really cool. Because at that time, my mind frame was selfish. And I can't say to a degree that maybe it was still on a low vibrational level in some sense, but I was trying to reach the higher happiness that I wanted, and I was trying to fulfill it, whatever way that I could because I felt stuck and trapped. Okay, so this person, when I met this person, it was good. It was like meeting a person. I really had no friends. All my friends have moved away. They were gone. I had no real friends to actually go out and do stuff with. There was, a relationship that developed. So over time, over a few, weeks or whatever, because I think I met, I think I met him back before, like before my birthday. So earlier in the year. So you're talking like through the summer, whatever, off and on talking, whatever. Felt like there was a lot of commonalities in some way. And when I started the spiritual journey part of it, which was later on that year, like after the September stuff. So, um, I started looking into soulmates and, like the twin flame thing and just kind of researching that and wondering. But I did feel a strong connection to this person. I'm not saying I didn't. I was on YouTube all the time looking at tarot reads for my zodiac sign just because I was still trying to look for insight, trying to make sense of it all, like, and realize that, oh, well, that lady said all this stuff. Like, some of this is like relevant. Like, wow, maybe that stuff is happening. Maybe that stuff is something that I want to continue to look into. So I would obviously get on YouTube, like search, Aries readings or for the month or whatever. I came across a few, watched some, subscribed to some that resonated with me way back when. I don't really search those things anymore because I just have the people that I go to. But I did feel this connection, and I honestly felt like at that moment I was like, dang, is this like a twin flame thing? Like, why do I have this so much vigor and passion towards this connection? Not necessarily this person, but this just the connection. Like, it feels good. It was great. It was like, a good mesh. And I know in relationships when you're meeting people, like it always feels good sometimes at the beginning. But I honestly felt like I knew this person before. Like, why is it just so easy to talk to this person? Why is it so when I speak, like this person understands, and we were sharing moments of feelings of, our outlooks and stuff. Now, don't get me wrong, my outlook then is not the outlook I have now. But through the process of knowing this person and feeling connected to this person and thinking that maybe this person is something significant to me, it did make me question a lot with where I was at anyways. And me and my marriage and relationship is still just another sphere of things going on right now. So, I mean, they did overlap for a while, but now I feel like it's just two separate things. Like I'm dealing with this, dealing with that, so to speak. But I felt like, well, is this a person? Like, I'm not gonna lie that it didn't cross my mind at a point where I thought, is this person, whatever it is, soulmate, twin flame connection, whatever. I mean, I do feel like if anything, maybe it is a soulmate kind of deal, like when they talk about soul contract. Like I do feel like I feel like he came into my life for a purpose. There was a reason. There was. And for that, I honestly will always be grateful for that experience that started me on this path because really that is where it fired off. Like maybe I was already thinking things before, but that's where I actually started taking action to where I'm at now. And I grew and I grew and I grew. I became more aware of things. I started to actually start seeing like the inner workings of how everything is. Um, and I feel like maybe I've always had some kind of thing and I just never harnessed it or I never, um, I don't want to say practiced it, but like just acknowledged it. We all have intuition. There's just something about, which I said on my other video, like I'm such a bad explainer. I really am for anything like this. I'm a bad explainer. It's in my head. It's like there. I know it. I see it. I can't get it out. I don't know why I'm so blocked of trying to explain something to others. It's just, if like the workings of everything, it's just like, I, I just, I just see it. Like I just see it. I see it connect there. Like, and I can't explain it. Maybe in time I will be able to. Maybe I'm still learning and trying to have a better understanding to things. I'm learning to listen to intuition a lot more than I was. I'm not allowing my brain, so to speak, to talk me out of things or tell me that. I mean, there's a sense of consciousness, yes, in a way, like, okay, what's right and wrong, but at the same time, not allowing that to overtake where I might miss an opportunity. So I don't know even where I'm going with this. It's like 20 minutes long now. I just, my path, I feel, is moving in the direction. Things are happening to where they need to happen. So back to the person that I thought twin flame this past life, there's just some kind of connection there. I can't say I don't care about that person. I mean, I do love everybody. I do genuinely have love for everybody. I can't say I don't care about that person, but I feel like I've moved, and I'm not saying it in a condescending way, but I feel like I've moved past the point where I was, and now where this person is at, and where I'm at, we're not, we're not there anymore. Where as one point in time it was, clicking, and it was good, it was good, it was good, it was good, time. But now I feel like we're not on the same wavelength at all. I have, like, I saw a lot of myself in this person. I really did, which made me start thinking about myself, which made me start reflecting about myself. Why am I sitting here being this way, this way, this way? This person's this way, then that's why we get along. But then I started thinking, well, I don't know if I want to be like that. Like, because when I'm looking at it through my eyes at somebody else, and I'm seeing, oh my gosh, I can be that way too, and I don't like it. It made me think about my own things, which still set me on this path of being better. I will always be grateful for that connection that was made. I cannot say that connection is going to last as far as physically on this earth. Okay. Like, I will always have that, but we are now just at two different places, and that's okay, because I know this person, has to find it themselves, just like everybody. And I feel like I've been pushed and pushed, and I've been resisting because I don't want to, because I do actually care in some form about this person, but I feel like I am being pushed to let go, and I need to let go, because now when I'm around this person, I don't feel as good. I don't feel that great energy like I used to. Now I feel more drawn down. And I try to communicate that, because I do believe to be aware, sometimes you have to communicate. But when my communication goes awry, or me trying to reach out, or me trying to say, hey, I just want you to be aware that, this is where I'm standing in the moment. This is where I'm at in the moment. You can accept it or not. But just because I'm letting you know doesn't mean that it has to be it's like almost like, here I'm telling you these thoughts or what I want to communicate to you, and then you turn around and come back, but it's still like you're coming back with the same energy, I guess, or for whatever. That is what I'm communicating to you, that I'm not kosher with. So it just puts in perspective, like, oh, okay, well, this is probably just never going to end. This is going to just keep on going and keep on being like this. I'm always going to be feeling this way. This doesn't mean that it's somebody's fault. This doesn't mean it's their fault that they make me feel a certain way, because it's not. It's a choice that I have made to feel that way. It's a choice that I have made to put in a position where that could potentially happen and allow. And I realize that I don't want it no more. I don't want it no more. I really don't. I'm not saying I don't want the person in my life. I'm saying I don't want the energy the person is putting out. So there is a difference there, because the potential for this person to be good is there. I think there's just work that that person has to do. I can't change it. I can't force somebody to change. I'm not looking to change anybody. I'm looking to make people aware of where I stand in my place. You take it or leave it. That's it. Because I'm in a good place. I really am. I really am in a good place. And I feel like that's where, you know, it's pushing me towards. I like it. I really like it. I don't know. I think I've been going on. It's like 26 minutes now. I don't know how long it's going to take to upload. But I don't even know if this is even interesting to you guys or not. I'm just letting you in on a little bit of history on my journey, so to speak, where it kickstarted, where it's going. It's still very new. It's still very young, in this process. I'm learning every day. I am not I'm not trying to put out there that I'm better than somebody, or that I know more than somebody, or that this is how your life should be led. That is not what I'm doing, because you're going to live the life that you want to live. I'm just letting you know that you do have the power to change it. I'm a living proof of I know that you have a power to change it. I've seen it. I've been through it. I'm amazed when I look back to where I was and where I am now, and looking at the experiences and things, and also new people that I've met, people that are coming towards me in my life that are more like-minded in some way. I was told by Leo Fire, which I don't know if you guys, I mean, look him up. Leo Fire 555, I think it is. Okay, this is just a random video. I'm not live or nothing. I don't got that many subscribers or whatever. And he told me when I asked that I should, this is long ago, in the connection, should not continue the relationship. I didn't listen because I didn't want to let go. Maybe I didn't realize why. Second, what was it? Every now and again he does like these freebie readings or freebie, especially if you're new. So you should go subscribe and then hop on if he's live and say, hey, I'm a new person. Just make sure you like his stuff, because he is really good. And like more and more now, the readings that I've come across in my circle have really resonated high. And honestly, I can honestly say they all relate. I see it like it's almost like it's the same reading, and it's all telling me to push forward. It's all telling me to go with my intuition. It's all telling me that you're just to continue on what you're doing. You're going where you need to go. And it's also telling me that I have to let go of things um that are not good for me, that may be keeping me back. Whatever conflict that I'm struggling with inside. I mean, it's just, oh, and I also want to mention, such a long video already. I hope you lasted this long. Saturn. Okay, like I just started watching his stuff, Saturn Rising Tarot. He does these pick a cards, and pretty much every time I've watched one of his videos and did a pick a card or whatever, they came out pretty on point, I would say, for the most part. Before I do it, like I literally, because you can just pick any card, right? But I literally look at them and give thought to what card, and then I breathe. I actually pause his video, and breathe for a minute, have just a short calming and then I just ask like spirit, just tell me what card do I need to pick? Show me what card I need to pick. Sometimes it'll be a number that I see, or sometimes it's just that feeling that I just know that's the one I gotta go. Whatever. It's in a split quickness. It's like the first initial whatever I get, I go with it. I don't start overthinking and like, well, maybe I just like, no, 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 this is it. Or maybe I'll sit here and look around and something will catch my eye, even if it's like I look at like a regular inanimate object and maybe there's a number on it and I just see it. Okay, well, okay, that's got to be the number I got to choose. Whatever. Anyways, I'm just rambling off. So he's pretty good. Um, my friend Rose, she was actually one of the first people that I started to watch back when. I liked her personality off gate when she did her readings. I liked her swiftness, quickness. I just kept my attention for sure. So if you're watching too, you should go check her out. Um, I'm not sure if she does much tarot anymore. I mean, she's been posting stuff, or if she is, we're ever changing and the things that we need and want. Well, hers is Fierce Tarot. She's really funny. Cool. And there's some other ones that I have, um, but I haven't necessarily have a relationship with them yet because probably I just don't get on their lives as much and interact because time is an issue sometimes. You got to do stuff, but I have a couple more that I do watch that I like. I don't know, and I haven't been watching them as much as I used to, like back in the day, but. Anyways, I don't know where I'm going with this. Where was I going with this? I've lost my train of thought. Anyway, so yeah, just a brief history of me in some ways to give you insight of who I am. Um, I don't know. I hope you guys stay with me. I mean, this is a journey process, and I started recording this. I finally got the nerve to do my first video way back when, not very far back when, but and wanted to keep going with it. First I thought, well, maybe I'll just go out there and just speak my mind and thoughts and try to be all professional. Because if you go back to that first video, let me tell ya, like that was me trying, nervous and awkward. I mean, obviously now you look at the videos, it's like whatever. This is who I am. I take it or leave it. Anyways, all right. Gosh, 32. Oh my gosh, it's almost at 33. All right, I guess I need to stop the video, but I don't know. I'm just talking about myself. Um, hit the like button, you know what I'm saying, if you want to. I mean, I'm not looking for any like fame or glory here. It's really just me video journaling to the world. I've got a lot more comfortable with it because I'm just more comfortable with myself. So, yes. Yes, I'll check back in at another point. I gotta upload this stuff and it's probably gonna take a long time. So peace. Peace out, peoples. Drop a comment if you like to. You definitely don't have to share this because I'm not saying anything important. But if you like it, that'd be awesome, amazing. So catch you on the flip side, right? All right. Talk to you guys later. Bye.